some differences I can tell right off the bat. Right off the bat, there's the LEDs are protected. That was not the case with the original. What I'm seeing that I'm really liking is the fact that they have this new lever here. Okay, so today we got the Light Storm 120D, and if you don't know, D stands for daylight, the T stands for tungsten. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's see what we got. Spoiler alert, there's an Aputure 120D in here. Mark 2. Oh wow, cool. You get the branding on front, very different. Case seems to be the same fabric wise. As you can see, the case doesn't age all that well, but it's way better than what other people are doing. So this is the
special beam kit.
The original one. The only main issue with this for
beam kit,
it's a lot of light. So whenever you're using it, you gotta kind of put some black wrap on here or something to contain that light. It does focus the beam. It does make it a lot brighter. But like I said, it leaks a lot of light out, so you gotta be careful with that. But this is definitely an indispensable tool in the kit. Definitely want to have something like this. They do give you a remote. The remote is very unique, and it's pretty dope because what you can do is you can have up to 4 devices connected to one remote.
Ooh.
So I mean, you can have some crazy stuff, a 120D, 300D, you know, different light panels, flick them off and on just from the flip of the switch. This is unique though. So right off the bat, you got your I can't remember what this is called. I'll probably put like an annotation or something on here, but this is basically what goes on the light. The only problem with this is it kind of lets the light go everywhere, so you can't really focus it. It's kind of like a weaker version of this. Like I said, the Fresnel allows you to actually control the flood and focus the beam and get a little bit of extra power in it. This kind of just points it in a certain direction. Definitely needed. Another quick fact, a lot of people don't know, the 120D, or the 120 actually stands for 120 diodes. So it's 120 LEDs, daylight balance. So that's what 120D means.
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
I don't remember having this. This is new. Oh! Not yet. Hold on.
Got him!
Let's get all the other stuff out the way. So looking at the actual panel, if I can get it out of here. Oh, man. Wow, this is heavier. Did they put the... Oh, I see what they did. They put the actual power brick inside of the DMX, which is cool. Makes it a lot heavier. Makes it a lot heavier, but you don't have to worry about like having to go 5 or 10 feet to get to put the battery on and to control it and stuff like that. Some nice Aputure branding. I'm looking at the other one. Yeah, the original one didn't have this sleek design here. It wasn't this polished metal either. So first impressions is pretty dope. This is nice. I'm liking this. This feels premium. Definitely feels premium. So moving on, you got your cables with the branding. That's new. What's going on here? So you got your power plug for the wall. Definitely some. This is a lot longer than the one they gave me in the original Mark 1, so that's cool. So you can potentially be a little further away. But the reason why we all came here, the Beast, Mr. Sick Nasty. This is heavier. This is definitely heavier than the original. No touching. I don't know if you can read that. No touching. Let's see here. So it has a lock, just like the original. Press that down, release the lever, the dome comes right out. But looking into it, some differences I can tell right off the bat. Right off the bat, there's the LEDs are protected. That was not the case with the original. What I'm seeing that I'm really liking is the fact that they have this new lever here. So the biggest difference again is going to be the fact that this lever here allows you to really crank it down. It's not moving. This is a lot sturdier than the original. I can't express that enough. The original will definitely buckle under any type of serious weight, especially if you have that 120D dome that's on there, the light dome. It's not even all that heavy, but it causes it to bend. Same heat dissipation on the back. But yeah, so let's fire this puppy up. Also, I'm noticing as I'm untangling these are tangle-free wires. So you also get a upgrade with the wires. These are a little bit more rubbery, a little bit more flexible. They're not gonna get tangled up as easily. That is one thing that is kind of annoying when you're using the original one. Once you ball everything up and put it in there, you kind of, yeah, it's a lot like these. Like this is already tangled and I haven't even started yet. Okay, so this feels way more premium. I'm not, I've never really been one to buy cheap stuff, and the original 120D is by no means like a cheap man's equipment. But this just feels solid. Like it feels like a more premium product. I don't know how they managed to squeeze that in for like an extra $100, I think. Yeah, this feels good. So one thing I am noticing right off the rip is that this thing goes to 1%, which is pretty significant. Wow, that's crazy. This thing is bright. Look at all the particles in the air. This thing gets bright, man. It's supposed to be 30% brighter, and it's bouncing into the original 120D, and it is overpowering it. Yeah, as I'm using it, I can see how much brighter it is. Very cool. So there's supposed to be new effects here. Oh, you can turn the fan on now. That's awesome. You can turn the fan on. So they also give you a battery life indicator on the actual DMX now, so you can see how much battery is left on your V-mount battery, which is pretty cool because most of the entry-level V-mount batteries don't have an actual gauge for percentage. So this just gives you another way to see it. I was really hoping we could test out the new modes. Hey, but this thing is bright, man. Overexposed. Like, this thing is like a lightsaber. It's pretty cool. Wow. Yeah, this thing pumps out a lot of light. Just from like my first impressions of playing with it, man, this is well worth. Wow, man. They even put like a grip at the back of the handle so that you can have better control. There's been several situations in which you kind of grab it. You actually grab it and operate it like this, depending on the height of it. So yeah, this is a substantial upgrade. This is not just like a 2.0 version of the 120D. This. I mean, they could have called this the, I don't know, the 240. They could have called this the 240 or something. I don't know. That sounds really corny, but yeah. So my first impressions are that this is going to be the steal of 2019. Wait a minute. Okay, so one thing I noticed. So the one thing I noticed is the fan is louder, because I've never actually heard the fan of the 120D on before. Not, not noticeably anyway. So I mean, when you turn this thing on to 100%, the fan automatically kicks on, which is not a big deal. I mean, it's brighter, so let's see if we can hear that. Yeah, it's definitely a little louder. I will say this, the inserts feel a lot more solid. Oh yeah. Yeah, the inserts are a lot more solid compared to the original one. I don't even know what this one was doing. It's kind of just sitting in there. But yeah, I mean, I don't even see one. Wow, yeah, these are way more solid. Yeah, these are way more solid, and the color's different. I guess they went with another color too. But yeah, these are way more solid than the original. So that's cool. It's nice to know that they did quality upgrades everywhere. Like, it's not just the light. It's not just the remote. It's not just the Fresnel. Like, all throughout this packaging, they have been improvements. One thing I have noticed that I did not find, though, was the strap for the bag. Alright. I lied. The strap's right here. Like, so you still get a strap. Which is cool, because that was kind of crazy. I was like, what's going on here? Overall, though, for what you're getting, I mean, if you're on the fence, just flat out, just opening this up. If you're on the fence between getting the original one and the newer one, because the original one is a little cheaper, I say just get the new one, man. I mean, it's brighter. The packaging is a little bit more solid. There's definitely more features. It's better built, which is really the most important thing. You know, one thing is I'm always kind of nervous that the 120D is gonna like fall over and stuff. And this here, man, this new lever is amazing. You can really crank this down, and you know, and this branding is well received all throughout it. Anyway, I don't want this to be too long. Like I said, I just wanted to do a quick unboxing, show you guys my new toy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.